The only team that could beat Argentina is Cape Verde. That is what I would say if I was a Ronaldo fan. But that is actually not completely false, and here is why. I need you to understand something before we start. Cabo Verde is a country of about 500,000 people. That's smaller than most cities. Tonight they play Lionel Messi and Argentina in a World Cup knockout match. This isn't David versus Goliath. This is David versus a Goliath who also happens to be the best player who has ever lived. And somehow, Cabo Verde might actually believe they can do this. Let's talk about both sides of this, because honestly, both stories are kind of insane. Messi, 39 years old, 6th World Cup, tied for the most ever played, leading the Golden Boot race with 6 goals already this tournament. He has scored in 7 straight World Cup matches. If you told a scriptwriter that Messi's last World Cup run included a hat trick in the opener, they'd say it's too on the nose. It's happening anyway. Cabo Verde. Nobody outside football circles had heard of most of these players 3 weeks ago. They got drawn into a group with Spain and Uruguay, a group everyone assumed they'd finish dead last in. Instead, 3 draws, unbeaten, 0 losses. They out-defended 2 of the best attacking teams on the planet using pure organization and a goalkeeper who is having the tournament of his life. One of these stories is about chasing history. The other one is history just by being here. Tonight, only one of them keeps going. Let's get into how each team actually got here, because the gap on paper is bigger than almost any knockout match this tournament. Argentina won all 3 group games. 3-0 over Algeria, 2-0 over Austria, 3-1 over Jordan. 9 points out of 9, plus 7 goal difference. Messi alone has been directly involved in most of it. This is a team peaking at exactly the right moment. Cabo Verde's road looked completely different. 0-0 against Spain. Yes, that's Spain. A wild 2-2 draw with Uruguay. Then another 0-0 to close it out against Saudi Arabia. 3 draws, 0 wins, and somehow that was enough to advance. Their goalkeeper, a 40-year-old named Vozinha, who didn't even have a club contract a month ago, made 7 saves in that Spain match alone. 7. In one game. So here's the matchup. An Argentina team scoring for fun against a Cabo Verde team that has conceded the fewest goals of almost anyone left in the bracket. Something has to give. Normally, this is where I'd pull up the head-to-head record. Who's beaten who, old grudges, ghosts from 10 years ago. There's none of that here. Argentina and Cabo Verde have never played each other. Not once. Not at any level, ever. Tonight is the very first meeting between these 2 nations in football history, which actually makes this more interesting, not less. There's no blueprint. No, well, last time this happened, Cabo Verde walks out today with literally nothing to lose and nothing to prove wrong, because nobody has any data on how this matchup goes. That's terrifying if you're the massive favorite, and it's freeing if you're the massive underdog. All right, let's build a prediction. Point 1, attacking quality. This isn't close. Edge. Argentina by a mile. Messi, Julian Alvarez, Lautaro Martinez. That front line has scored 8 goals in 3 games. Cabo Verde hasn't managed a single goal yet at this tournament. Point 2, defensive discipline. Edge. Cabo Verde, genuinely. They've conceded twice in 3 matches against much tougher attacks than they'll see on paper tonight, minus the small detail that tonight includes Messi. Point 3, knockout experience. Edge. Argentina, massively. This team has been through knockout wars before. They've gone to extra time more than any nation in World Cup history. Cabo Verde is playing their first knockout match ever, tonight, on the biggest stage that exists. Point 4, the goalkeeper factor. This is the wild card. Vozinha has been the single best story of this entire tournament in goal. If he has another night like he had against Spain, this stays close a lot longer than people expect. My prediction? Argentina 2-0. Not because Cabo Verde won't fight. They will, and Vozinha will make it look like a war for a while. But eventually, quality finds a way through. I don't think this one needs extra time. Comment your prediction before kickoff. Let's see who's paying attention.